Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my playthrough of The Division, Tom Clancy Edition. So, this is one of the echo locations where you can kind of see events that happened in the past, when the city was starting to kind of fall. So I'll let this unfold for you real quick. So as you can see, it's a really good method of storytelling. It kind of tells you it gives you a good picture of what happened before you came onto the scene, and it kind of really shows you the brutality of these looters who came on and took over the city, which I really do appreciate.
Hey, bad news. I'm not gonna be able to get out there. Not with my goddamn leg like this. I'll do what I can from here, but it's not the same. You have no idea how much I wanted to be in the field. I trained for a scenario like this my entire life, but it's worse than anything we could have imagined. You know how they won't let you get too close to anyone, so it won't mess you up when you're finally activated? Well, I did that, and it didn't fucking work. I'm attached. These are my people. This is my city. We're taking it back. Oh.
Look, you need to...
Yeah, okay. Okay. They're counting on us. Let's not let them down.
Okay, so we're right back at it, and I feel like I do need to point something out to you. My character looks a lot like Albert Wesker from the Resident Evil franchise, so keep that in mind. Hopefully it doesn't ruin these videos for you. It kind of makes it a little interesting to say the least, but regardless, so we have this first mission here at the stadium. So we are going to go ahead and rescue this doctor here so we can open up the medical wing. I really do like the base building mechanic they have in this game. I was really surprised by it. I wasn't expecting it at all. Okay, cool. So it looks like we have the opportunity to have a few people join our game. So let me say yes to this. Let's see if some people join in on this mission. It doesn't seem like there's really any prompts at the moment for anyone to be showing up. No one's on my map. Oh well, okay, so let me just show you my weapons real quick. So I got this nice little mod on the weapon that has a different skin, so it's kind of like a snowy skin, which I do like. You don't really see it too much, but it's one of those small little touches you have to appreciate in some way. So I have this shotgun here, which is really cool, as well with the snow skin as well. Really useful if you're kind of cornered by enemies or you're in a kind of tight quarters. Looking pretty good, and as you can see that there's a pretty heavy modding system for these weapons, which I was also not expecting as well. So you can kind of add in scopes and grips and obviously skins as well, laser sights, and the different areas of the gun will have different mods you can put on, so it won't just be stuck to laser sights if you want to do that for a specific area of the gun.
We've got a lot of hostiles inside, Agent. They're holding Dr. Candle and her staff.
Okay, I wasn't expecting that at all. Okay, at least that didn't damage me. That'd be horrible to start the mission off with almost no health. So as you can see, I got the laser sight on this gun, and I really do like it. Kind of makes you feel a little bit more dangerous when you're going through. And I don't think really enemies don't really notice if you're aiming at them with the laser sight, from what I've noticed yet. So that's also nice. Okay, so let's get some cover. I don't see anyone yet. Oh, there we go. Okay, so they're coming down the stairs here. I think I have a pretty good chance at this. Alright, let's get this grenade in. Bam! I'd leave just a moment for the gameplay just kind of unfold without my commentary, but alright. So as you can see, pretty early level enemies, nothing too difficult, but I'm guessing that we may have a boss in this one potentially, since it's a main mission and it's a huge stadium from what I can see from the outside of it. So it's really cool that you can see these really interesting landmarks, and you wouldn't think that you'd be able to go inside, but I mean there's an entire mission in this giant stadium that was just kind of cool to look at to begin with when you're walking by it. It's a nice cover movement mechanic. I'm wondering if there's any... I'll have to look at the perks, but I'm wondering if there's one that makes me move from cover to cover more quickly, because that would be really useful, because I do tend to use that as a tactic quite a bit, just kind of gaining ground and doing as much as I can. since at the moment my scopes aren't too great. come on, he's right up the stairs. Come out. I can see you. So I didn't mention it yet, so I have this new little attachment I can use where I can see enemies behind walls and kind of see where they're moving around, and it gives me a slight damage buff for I believe about 10 seconds or so after I use it, which is really nice. But let's see if I can throw a grenade at this guy here. I mean, I could easily kill him if I walk up, but it's kind of fun just to catch him by surprise. At least get him out of his cover if I can. And there it goes, it worked. Yeah, the grenades really don't do that much damage, which is kind of sad. You kind of expect them to do more damage. I would gladly take less grenades that do more damage than, you know, the 3 or 4 that you typically have after everything gets stocked up when you go to a different area. Okay, so we got the surveillance room here.
Let's see what I can find. Can you see the CCTV feed?
I
Looks
can.
like Candle and her staff are being forced to treat their wounded. That's the only reason they're still alive.
Huh, very interesting. Yeah, so I mean, you can definitely tell that they're trying to think the story through, you know, a decent amount. You know, she's not just a hostage. It's actually, you know, reasonable that they would be using her as a doctor when they don't have one. And with this game, I've been noticing just these small little touches, which you kind of have to appreciate. You know, when it comes to just, you know, these little small areas they have in the game where you can kind of sit back and kind of, you know, picture in your head everything that's led up to that single moment. It's really nice. Let's see if we have any guys out the corner here. No, nothing yet. It's really cool. It kind of has that Arma look to it, you know, where you have all these weapons and everything else. And, you know, you can see everything that you have on you, and, you know, obviously you have a certain amount of allotment. It doesn't go to the extent that Arma does, in the extent where, you know, everything weighs you down and kind of has that realistic feel. But this is, you know, the right mixture between the two, I think. I think too much realism in a game is... It's enjoyable, but it does get kind of tedious. It adds a lot of that tedium that comes with, you know, weight management and everything else. Some people are into it. It's just not entirely my gig. Oh, this is so cool. So this giant stadium. Alright, gonna get some med kits. I'm guessing there's gonna be a lot of guys here since it's such a large area. Okay, they're all at the end there. They don't see me yet. Hopefully. Alright, so now I have a decent idea where they are. They're pretty far, so I can move forward without them noticing pretty easily, I'd say. I try not to skip cover. I haven't really tried it yet, but I'm pretty sure enemies, yeah. So they moved over to just one cover and they heard something, so let's just open fire. So one thing I do really like is they give you an experience bonus if you get a kill with a headshot, which I really do like, because I do like to aim as much as possible and get those headshots if I can. So it's nice the game rewards you for that, you know, a little bit of extra skill it takes. And so far, yeah, that's what's kind of difficult at the beginning of the game here. I know there will be better scopes, but it's so hard to shoot from a distance. Maybe sniper rifle later in the game, that'd be kind of cool. Sniper rifles are weird though. I mean, it kind of feels kind of cheap when you overutilize them from a distance and just inundate enemies with the shots from it, and they really can't get close enough to get a good shot on you. So I think they threw a concussionary grenade or whatever it was. It kind of disorientated me a bit. Nothing too hard to deal with, but it's kind of annoying in a little way. Alright, come on, get out. Seriously, I've just been using the grenades just for that, which I'm sure isn't their sole purpose, but I've been trying to aim them so I get some damage as well, so... I mean, I'm using them to the full extent, is what I'm really trying to say, but... more damage would be nice. It's interesting, they also have the bullet augmentations as well, so you can use fire bullets or explosive bullets, and they have a chance of causing more damage, or, you know, causing the enemy to get caught on fire, which is cool. Kind of devoid of reality a little bit there, but, I mean, what do you expect? Come on. Yeah, even this grenade launcher weapon doesn't even do too much damage. But, I mean, their health bars aren't too beefy as of yet. I've encountered a few enemies where their health bars are just insane. I mean, you're getting 3 headshots in a row and they're not fully dead yet, which is kind of sucks, but there's the RPG mechanics into the game.
Candle and her staff are still upstairs, stashed in the kitchen at Kobe's.
So there's a restaurant here? I'm guessing it's further up, maybe. It's
Word is that
interesting.
they've really trashed the place. It would have broken my dad's heart to see it go to hell like this. We used to watch games there together.
Nice bit of commentary because it gives you a little bit of backstory for the one of the
I
main
think
characters.
it's better my folks didn't live to
I don't
see
even
any
remember her
of
name.
this. But
Fei Lao.
then I think about all the people doing their best to keep going.
Maybe it's just I'm bad with names. I
That's
don't
who
know.
we do this for, Agent. Go
So
get
I
'em.
discovered the emotes that you can use here. Kind of interesting. I like to kind of use them a little bit for comedic effect if I can in some of my playthroughs. Especially Dark Souls or whatever games have really good emotes.
To
It's
get
really
to
fun to
Kobe's,
use.
you'll have to pass by some contaminated areas. There used to be plenty of sick people being treated there before they got shot. So be careful.
Oh, bitch, I'm always careful. I don't mean that in any derogatory way. I mean that in kind of an endearing way, of course. But okay, so let's get over here. Let's see. Where are all the enemies?
I'm not going down.
Why, yes, you are, sir. I failed to differ. Alright. Yeah, I mean, I just remember playing some Tom Clancy sort of games. You know, a while back I used to be more into them. But the cover mechanics and kind of the strategy that goes into it is really addictive. And of course, you know, this game is definitely playing towards my, you know, RPG mindset that I have, where I get really excited every time I see, you know, the experience bar go up just a little bit. Or seeing the amount of experience points that are above the enemy's head as you kill them, and obviously the damage points and everything else. It just kind of makes you feel, I don't know, makes you feel like you're progressing more than you typically would feel if you're just playing a shooter and you're just killing enemies. They kind of feel more like obstacles, rather in this game they feel like opportunities in a way. And I really do like that. It's an addiction I have, I suppose, to this sort of games. But there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, plenty of people enjoy it, and for good reasons. Alright, so we got the doctor here, it looks like. I think that's the doctor.
Keep your heads down and keep it quiet.
Okay, I'm guessing that's the doctor.
Hostiles detected.
See, how do they know hostiles are here before I do? I mean, I have location utilities and everything else, and they seem to know before I do. Alright, let's move over, cover some ground here. And stay over to the side here so they can't flank me. Enemies will actually try it. It's really cool. And I do appreciate that. Where's, for example, these guys are so annoying. I mean, they do keep you busy, but, you know, if you're really in a high intensity portion of the game and you have almost no health, then all it takes is for one just to walk up behind you and hit you real quick, and you're pretty much done for, which is kind of annoying. And how did that not do damage? Well, it got him out of there. Oh, nope, 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 nope. I'm out of ammo. Of course, they always come at the most worst times. Nope, that should have killed him. Oh, come on. Just bitch slap him. So, in case you didn't hear it, actually my handgun now has a silencer on it, which isn't too useful at the moment. I could see if there's enemies in two different areas, and there's maybe one or two, and you can kind of attack them. But the moment they open fire, your cover's compromised. So there's not too much practical use for it as of yet, but I mean, we'll see. I'll make sure to mention it if it does come up where I can put good use of it. Come on, climb on up. What's weird is it, I mean, I keep mentioning the Albert Wesker thing. My character looks like it, but it kind of feels like Resident Evil sometimes. Just with the over-the-shoulder shooting. Obviously 4 and 5 and 6. Your opinions on which ones are good are up to you, but, you know, it kind of feels like it. You're getting cover, you have that third-person over-the-shoulder shooting, and obviously you have the strategy, and you kind of have that Borderlands aspect of the game, where you're trying to collect just that next best weapon with the next best buffs and everything else, and there's special weapons and everything else. I mean, they're borrowing from good games, from great games, even games within their own franchise, you know, Tom Clancy. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I mean, if you're going to borrow from games, you may as well borrow from some of the better ones. And, you know, it's mainly shooters that they're borrowing from, I'd say. Obviously, Resident Evil, it's kind of a loose comparison. There's a lot of other Tom Clancy games which are probably closer to this than Resident Evil would be on a comparison basis, but may as well just get right into it. Yeah, these guys aren't getting too much cover as of yet. Oh, he's not close enough. Let's wait till he gets closer. Nope. I got a little bit of damage on him. Nice. Sweet. Alright. Yeah, these enemies do tend to move around a lot, which is a disadvantage if you're stuck in cover and you have a lot of covering fire. I mean, that's when it's a little bit more tactical. You have to keep track of all these enemies at once, but they'll sometimes just move cover for no discernible reason and open themselves up to quite a bit of fire. But I've noticed with enemies as they seem to be progressing in difficulty in the game, they seem to be a little bit more tactical. They seem to want to flank you a bit more, which I do appreciate. That AI aspect of the game. Didn't mention it yet, but I have this cool suit I got from the game. You kind of have to do the whole stupid Uplay thing. I really hate developers making you sign up for their service or whatever else. But I actually had previously signed up for it. I think in Far Cry 3, I think, all the way back then. And I've played a few games where it automatically just signs you in if you're playing on the same system. So I had all these points to use, and it's not too much points for the outfits, but it's just kind of cool. And one thing that they do with the game, which I do really appreciate that most games don't do, is you can have that cosmetic clothing option, and then you can have your armor and everything else that will buff you. And in many games, you kind of get stuck with going with the armor that's most powerful rather than what looks most stylistic. So it's nice that you can kind of have both. Yeah, I'm kind of a little bit of a tank with all the armor I have, and I still look nice and classy. Oh man, I'm taking so much damage right now. Wow. So as you can see, that's a perfect example of these life bars. I mean, I know I've gotten quite a few hits on him, and it's not going down at all. So I'm going to have to be careful as I'm moving close to him. Ideally moving when he's trying to load up this machine gun. It seems to take a while to load up, so... I think he's still loading. Nope. He's back at it. Yeah, it does do a lot of damage. Got hit a few times and it did do a lot of health damage, so I have to be careful with this. Yeah. I was kind of waiting for an ammo cycle, but this machine gun has so much ammo in it. Here, grenade. Wow, that did nothing. Jeez. So I guess you could call this a boss. I mean, he looks like every other enemy in the game. Which, if it were my decision, I'd make him look a little bit cooler, a little bit more intimidating. But we should have him with a shotgun here, hopefully. Well, thank you, sir. Wow. I am almost point-blank range with this guy with the shotgun, and I'm doing almost no damage. That is actually kind of annoying. So I can kind of see the complaints about the health bars in this game a little bit now. I really hope I don't die, because my health is a sliver. It does have a little bit of regen effect with the game, but I think it only goes up to 1 bar and then it stops, maybe? That's what it's looking like. Come on. You're done. Come on. Finally. Alright. Damn straight.
We're off to a good start, agents. Wish I could have had
great
you
start.
back out there, but I think we make a hell of a team anyway. When you get
Hell of a
to the
team.
base,
I did all the
candle,
fucking work.
and we'll see what
I
she
mean,
can
come
do for
on.
us.
I mean, I had like no supporting fire. I was doing all the work. Why are you giving everyone else credit? It was all me. Not to sound too cocky, but I mean, that is the honest truth. But nonetheless, guys, I will see you in the next episode. Keep an eye out for it. Take it easy. Bye.
When we were activated, we knew the situation was bad. Worse than anyone knew. We are an elite, highly skilled group of embedded agents. They only call us when everything else has failed. We have no rules. We have no limits. Our job is to protect what remains.
We are your co-workers. We are your neighbors. We might even be your friends.
But when we get the call,
We leave everything behind.
we are
The Division.